because the infrastructure, the people were just phenomenal. And unfortunately, it is no longer so. I was there later on for work, and it's an opportunity which was missed.
So this is the three rondavels. The South Africans and the Kiwis and the Australians have a similar view about public sites. This is a public park. It's got a granite rock that's about 1,000 feet above the valley floor, which is where the viewing platform for these famous three rondavels. It has no fence at all, no barrier at all. You just can sit and dangle your feet over the 1,000-foot drop. Okay, I guess they just figure if you're stupid enough to fall off, that's Darwin at work, you know. But I took that to remind me, because the kids were sitting with their feet dangling over the 1,000-foot drop, and I could not make myself go out and pull them back. I was, you know, they were doing it on purpose, you know. You're old enough to know better too. But anyway, it's gorgeous. I mean, South Africa has fabulous geography, people, food, wine, weather, everything. The politics suck. So this is us. We took one trip. We ended up at an ostrich farm. This is Alex playing marbles with ostrich eggs. And this is Jennifer riding an ostrich. And ostrich meat is delicious, folks. And yet again, we've all moved, because we're now back in Hope Bay and we're getting ready to go across the South Atlantic.
Okay, taking off from Hope Bay, we were going to meet with friends in Joburg, in Cape Town, but the wind blew up and they were actually stuck in the harbor. It must have been at least 60 knots plus, because they couldn't take off. And that's where we blew out the triple reef main the third time. And so there were some exciting moments along the way to cope with that. And we wound up now in St. Helena. St. Helena is where Napoleon was incarcerated. And it was a really fascinating island. The anchorage, the anchorage is way out. You have to tie to one of these iron buoys that they tie freighters to, and the boat picks you up. And to get on land, you catch one of those ropes as the water goes up and down, and the waves go up and down, and you jump ashore. This is a picture from the top of the valley, and there's very little land, and these are the steps going up there to wherever the tower is, and to look at.
The British built a fort at the top, obviously, because St. Helena is smack dab in the middle of the South Atlantic, and it was a very important coaling station finally, but it was very strategically located, so that's why they kept St. Helena. And this is this is the stairs that you have to climb to get up to it. And then, unfortunately, we don't have a picture, but I think that person just came down. What the younger people do is they straddle it. They put a leg on either railing and then slide all the way down. It's really quite good. This St. Helena was a time warp. It was probably 1940s England. It was the little tea shops, and it was just a time warp, and very tight community where the mothers had no problem telling my kids where to get off. Thank heaven, you know, when they were acting up. This is where Napoleon stayed when he was in his last days, and he was buried here, and then he was dug up, and he's now, of course, in Paris at Les Invalides, I believe it is. And this is Jonathan. Jonathan was alive when Napoleon was there. Whoops. Okay. And as you can see, Jonathan still is interested in the ladies. He died actually only about 10 years ago. You know, that's a Galapagos tortoise. So, now, and so, oops. So from St. Helena, we head up across the equator. We thought we'd be becalmed. We managed to sail. It took us 28 days to get to Barbados, but we had very little calm weather. We were very fortunate. The intertropical zone was perfect. And on the 28 days, we were only without greens for the last 3 days. Thank you, Tanis.
Thank you, Tanis.
You can take this one.
We make it in time to Antigua for race week as part of that, and that's also where I really got sick for a month and a half. They told me I didn't have salmonella, but didn't know what the hell I had. So Tanis was getting worried at the time what she had to do, because I was totally out, like I was lying in the bunk for a good part of it. I started getting better, and we decided, okay, it's time to go, time to move. So that's what we did. But in Antigua also, we celebrated the arrival of the circumnavigation. These are some of the people that circumnavigated with us. These are some of the kids that did the circumnavigation, which is actually fantastic. One of the reasons why we came back when we did is because Tanis called it right, is the kids became teenagers. We saw very few boats who cruised successfully long distances with teenagers. So otherwise we would have been out there, maybe today still, but it definitely would have been a bit longer on there. But the integration of the kids, we left when they were old enough to understand what was happening. We came back when they needed that social integration. So the Admiral was right again in her planning. Coming back, we now had crew which was active and could fend off on the canals as we came back towards Toronto. And we arrived at Mimico. And I think that is it, except for where things are now.
Yeah. So it's almost finished, so everybody can wake up now. So we arrived, remember this picture?
Yeah.
We had to haul the boat about a year later, and now it won't turn. Oops, it did briefly. And now, look who the shorty is.
You notice the absence of the red line?
Yes, it was a much nicer, big job, much nicer. And what I want to show you here is our children obviously can sail. And as mentioned, Jennifer has done an ocean race. She's done the Transpac. So she's probably better. She probably is a better sailor than us, but she's convinced she is a better sailor than us. And these are the people we were closest to circumnavigating. Because when you're circumnavigating, all the boats go at approximately the same speed, and you're just like a moving village. And you make very, very good friends. This is a reunion that was held about 2010. We still keep in touch. Unfortunately, one of the men has died, and one of the women has Alzheimer's, advanced Alzheimer's. But we still keep in touch with people, and they come and visit us, and we pick up. They're good friends. Why? Oh yeah. Maybe this was- So okay. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. This is the kids they found their partners. And, there. Okay. What? That's two. And this is my grandson carrying on the tradition. And this is my granddaughter, also carrying on the tradition. I think my grandson likes the boat more than my granddaughter. My granddaughter is as I say, an après ski kind of girl. She's always after the hot chocolate. But we are, it's really heartwarming to us to see that our family is still interested in the boat, not that they'll ever buy it from us. And this is Wind Woman.
You still have it?
We still have it, we still sail her.
We still have Wind Woman. We enjoy sailing her. We spent just a bit over a month this past summer bumming around the eastern Lake Ontario. Great time. And the thing above all, there are two things, two lessons from my side. Number one is that our family, our kids, who were captive audience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we are still very close, okay? And we are still together as one family. The second thing is that we had the dream of something we wanted to do in our lifetime, and we did it. About 10% of people who build their boats finish it. About 10% of those who want to go major circumnavigations or major trips actually do it. So at that time we did something which is reasonably rare, much more common now, because you have a lot more instrumentation, a lot better selection of boats that can do it and can take the thing. So that's really key. Financially, it definitely cost us. Not in terms of the actual cost of doing the voyage, it was not so bad. But the opportunity cost, because both Tanis and I had pretty good jobs at that stage. She was, particularly Tanis, was at an exceptional level for a woman in Imperial Oil at that time. And we sold it, we did it, we're back, and don't regret any of it.
And I can say that our children have said to us that what it did for them as people, because it gave them a lot of confidence in their ability to do things. It gave them a tremendous understanding of different people in the world. The concept of worrying about immigrants, I don't think has ever crossed their heads. So I was very happy with doing that, because it really was a life learning experience for all of us. So that's it.